Welcome to Daily Devo. I'm Pat. Today we're going to talk about one another's. Love one another, bear one another's burdens, forgive one another, care for one another. The list of one another's goes on and on and on in the New Testament. Over the next few weeks, we're going to take time to look at many of these one another's. In fact, we'll even tackle the one that implores us to give one another a holy kiss. What's that about? Interestingly, one another is two words in English, but in the original language of the New Testament, Greek, it was one word pronounced allelon. The word is used 100 times in 94 different verses. 47 of those verses are specific to followers of Jesus, and about 60% of the one another commands are written by Paul. 1/3 of the one another's deal with the issue of unity. Commands like be at peace with one another, accept one another, don't bite, devour, and consume one another. Another third of the one another's instruct us to love one another. About 15% of the one another's stress an attitude of humility toward one another. Clearly, with the sheer quantity of one another's, God is making a statement that we treat each other, or how we treat each other, is critical. In fact, the irreducible minimum of all the commands in the Bible boils down to how we treat each other. What do I mean by this? Remember elementary math class when your job was to take a fraction and reduce it to its irreducible minimum? Jesus, in a sense, was once asked to do the same thing with the commands, because culturally at that time, the rabbis and the teachers would spend hours and hours arguing about which of the 613 commands listed in the Old Testament were the most important down to the least important. At one point, they wanted to include Jesus in their little argument. His answer, love God with all your heart, and love others. Decades later, one of Jesus' closest followers, a guy named John, would write in 1 John that if we claim to love God and don't love others, we're liars. You put Jesus' words about the greatest command and John's words together, and the irreducible minimum of all the 613 commands is to love others. Because when we love others, we're loving God. No wonder the writers of this included nearly 100 one another's for us. Today, may you and I one another well. Because when we one another well, we're truly loving our God.